unless you turn around. Not unless you turn around and smile. Sound cool? Yeah, and you got a lot of friends, and it's the first big break you've had since you've been back, and it's a holiday weekend, and I get it. Do I need to go down there and help? Or does Phil have it? You got it, Sean? Good. I hear beeping. Oh, that works. Sure. That works.
Last night wasn't the same level of contact that they bring to the world. There's a lot of questions. So.
Yeah, they excited a lot. Well, you don't have wrestling right now.
Yeah, because the one time I yelled at him, he told me if I said anything to him, he was going to touch me. That's the very first. I said one thing, yeah. I yelled about his
Right, just dump it out. Just dump the bucket out, dude.
Any more yelling from you, head coach, is going to go not like he's like I use my got one right here if you need it. You got it?
Yep. That's my equipment. Yep. Yep, it's mine. Yep. You got it. Yep. The drink is mine too. Yep. Yep, that's mine too. Yep. You got it. Yep.
Welcome everybody to the live stream. Nathan Cronowith again back with you, and happy to have a few viewers here for this post-Turkey Day tilt between the Ice Cats from Lakeville and your u10b1 Blue Spartacats. Sky is blue, grass is green. Great day to be alive and a great day for some U10 hockey, and that's what we have for you here from VMCC, from the bubble. 12 minutes on the clock. First period about to start. The Ice Cats from Lakeville in their black uniforms with the red numerals with the gold and red trim. Spartacats off to the right in their home whites with the blue trim and red numbers. And so, there we go. Now we're broken down. Now we're all happy. Ice Cats look to have a few extra skaters, so we'll have to see and they also look to have some really large, tall girls, so we'll see how that plays as these move forward. 12 minutes on the clock, first period action. Spartacats in their whites moving from right to left on your screen. Milner, Donahue, and Shaq, your forwards, with Scott and Nurka, your defenders. This is Shaq, throws it into the crease. It's kicked back out. Izzy Nurka at the point, holds it in smartly and slides it down behind the Ice Cat cage. Probably got to refer to them as Lakeville versus Ice Cats, only because Spartacats, Ice Cats, that's going to get a little tricky. Comes to the near boards, Milner battling there. She's got two Lakeville players on top of her. Donahue sticks her nose in. Scott tries to hold the point, sends that towards the crease. It's loose in the crease. And the keeper, the goalie for the Ice Cats for Lakeville, pounces on that one for a quick stoppage. 11:18 to go. Clock is still running. They need to stop the clock. Now they've stopped the clock. Okay. There we go. There we are. Miller wins the faceoff, sends that back for Kron. Kron's holding it at the point, shoots from distance, hits traffic. Miller, nice layoff to Kron as Miller, Olsen, and Bauman are your forwards. Kron saves that one at the blue line, sends it back out, and it's offside against Lakeville. And that will come to neutral zone for a faceoff. Wilhelm in goal right now for the Spartacats. Again, we'll see both Jawar and Wilhelm here today. Olsen at the center position, Miller near side, and Nurka on the far side. That's Natalie Bauman. Kron steps up, tries to keep that one in, sends it forward. Marcel got dumped. Incidental contact, but still dumped away from the play. Kron slaps at that one. It's off of a stick, heads in towards neutral ice. Now Olsen with it. Can't get any fresh and clean ice. Miller battles bottom of your screen. Now this gets turned the other way. Miller goes down deep. This is off Oh, I thought that might have been off another player, but instead we have icing against the Spartacats with 10:25 to go here in the first period. Score still 0-0. Shots officially 1-0 in favor of the Spartacats. Lakeville with an offensive zone face-off just to the left of Wilhelm's cage. Referees making sure everybody's lined up. People still filing in for this tilt. Again, everybody off from school. Looking to get out of the house after spending all day Thursday consuming turkey and stuffing. This comes for Zoe Scott. She slaps that one off the boards. It's held in. Oh, I thought it was held in. And here's Nelner. Is she going to be able to come out of this puck? She does. She has a player to the middle. Nelner ridden off the puck. But Donahue hits the trailer. This lays off smartly for Scott. Scott shoots from distance. It's in towards goal. But all 5 Lakeville players were there to try to keep that out. Nelner in the corner. Battles, tries to center. Bad camera work on yours, part of yours truly. Sorry about that. Scott sends it in behind the cage. Lakeville player bangs that one off the boards, tries to get that out. Nurka's going to keep it in. Nice job by Izzy Nurka at the blue line. Her defensive partner Zoe Scott already with a couple of shots towards goal. This one a centering pass into the slot, but it's deflected. No cat could get their stick on that one. And we come the other way. Steaming over neutral center ice, tries to throw it in, but it's stopped there by one of the Spartacats and stood up there at the line. Here's Olivia Shack. Shack to the far side. Cats, Lakeville is changing. Shack slides that one down in. Olsen's going to give chase. Miller's camped out in the crease. Can they get it to her? Oh, it's going to be ridden off of Olsen there. Olsen tries to pass, but that one's going to come out. And Marcel just could not keep that one in. And with 9:06 to go, still no score between Lakeville and the Spartacats. We will have a neutral zone face-off. Good up and down action here between the Spartacats and Lakeville. Everybody getting lined up here. Bottom of your screen. Olsen wins that one for Kron. Kron switches hands, goes for Bauman. Bauman brings it in, but it's poked right back out. Kron and Olsen fighting over that. Now Miller has a chance at it, and this comes for Kron. Kron sends it back for Olsen. Olsen near side. I'm not sure if she left that for Miller or whether it just came off her stick funny. In any event, it gets sent down into the corner and Lakeville controls. Lakeville around the far side trying to break out. Cats trying to hold it in the Lakeville zone. Miller with an opportunity. It goes cross ice. Lakeville again around their cage. Tries to feed that one out. Kron misses that one. This one comes from Marcel. Marcel sends that back in, and despite the fact that Bauman was making a Herculean effort to get over the blue line, it's offside against the Spartacats. 8:23 to go, still no score. Action's been a little bit up and down. Cats have seemed to have a pretty good forecheck. Has created a few challenges for the Lakeville Ice Cats to get out of their own end, and this is going to be Donahue to the near side. Sends that one down towards goal, but not on frame. Shack slaps at that one. Here's Nurka. Oh, nice play around the corner. This comes for Zoe Scott. Zoe Scott feeds this across. Misses a couple of players, but it ends up near the blue line. Conflagration of Cats there in the middle. Scott switches the ice. That's a great pass by Zoe Scott. Finds Shack on the far side. Shack puts on the move, but then can't get by the second defender. And the second defender sends that one to the wall. Here come the Ice Cats. Steaming through center. It's a 1v3. Loses control over the blue line, and it's sent back in. Ice Lakeville does finally clear the zone. Here's Nelner. She's got a head of steam. Is she able to keep control of it? She is. She has it on her backhand. She sends it in. That is right on frame. And unfortunate for Nelner that didn't sit a little far longer in the crease as one of her teammates was coming that direction. Marcel tries to go cross ice with it, but it's intercepted. Kron tries to hold it in, but can't. Olsen to the near side. Olsen digging at it there. Finds Kron. Kron with it now. Feeds it forward with the backhand, slides it in. Miller's going to get to this one first as Lakeville retreated. Miller with an opportunity. Hits the brakes, slams it on. Plays it back for Marcel. Marcel can't handle that one, and that'll be offside. And you can see Marcel talking to the bench, being coached up by the bench. I think they were thinking Marcel should have probably gone D to D with that, but we'll have to ask her after the game. Miller, Olsen, and Bauman, your forwards. Kron and Marcel are your defenders. And this one's going to get by everybody. Cron's going to run this one down first. She slaps at that one, though. Almost finds Bauman. This is Meller. Meller by one defender. Meller over the blue line. She has a trailer. She gets it by another defender. She goes in. Oh, nice defensive play that time by Lakeville. It was good contact without committing a penalty. Nicely done. This puck comes towards the middle. It's kept in by the Spartacats. Meller tries to get that on her shooting stick. Slides it and it hits the side of the net. This one goes into the corner. Lakeville battling there with Olsen. Olsen in the corner, a couple of Lakeville players. They'll try to get it out. It's set across the high slot. Scott pinching in like a wild woman, but unfortunately unable to get clean control of it. Does manage to steer it behind the Lakeville cage. 6 minutes and change to go here. First period, no score. Nurka holds the blue line, nicely done. Olsen with an opportunity, she's got a little bit of ice, cuts to the middle. Here's Maren Olsen, she goes to Meller. Meller can't quite handle that pass. Maybe would have liked to see Olsen shoot that puck. In any event, we play on. Olsen has another chance. She goes between the legs of the defender that time, but couldn't quite control it. This one comes right through the slot. Scott's gonna have a opportunity. It's still loose. Opportunity here for the Spartacats as Lakeville gets on top of it. Nicely done. And with 5:30 to go, shots 5-0 in favor of the Spartacats. The Spartacats will change goalies. Ruth Jaywar will take Melissa Wilhelm's spot. Wilhelm not even seeing a shot in that particular stretch of play. And the Spartacats will switch players. Cats have 2 district wins and a tie. So undefeated in district play. Cron scurries over to this one, slaps that one down into the Lakeville end, and then shifts. This comes for Donahue. Can't play that one off the boards. This is going to be all or nothing for Cron. She comes over and pokes at that one. Nicely done. Sends it back the other way. Battle there between Marcel and one of the Lakeville players. This is Nelner. Nelner feeds this to the middle. Shack brings it over brought it over the zone, and then it was poked right back out. And we'll have a stoppage with just under 5 minutes to go. 4:58 to go here, first period. Score 0-0. As we said, the Spartacats, 2 wins and a draw in district action. The Ice Cats of Lakeville looking for their first win, they're 0-3 right now, looking for their first win or a tie, get some points, other than the fair play points. It's always early in the season that it's challenging when you've got young teams, and of course U10 is unique in terms of the youth of its team sometimes. Here's Nelner to the side, tries the backhand centering pass. That's pushed behind the net. She'll chase it, as does Donahue. Shack camped out in the high slot. Marcel tries to send it in, but just too many bodies there. Shack tries to hold it in, does. Nicely done by Olivia Shack. She gets it down. Comes to Nelner. Nelner's trying to get that on her backhand. More bad camera work. Cron tries to keep this one at the point. Does. Nicely done. But this is going to come right back out. And Cron's going to have it and go cross ice. And nobody there. I check it. That was Olsen flash off the bench. No one was there initially, and then Olsen out of nowhere. Cats changing all 5 players. I think we're going to have icing. Yeah, we will have icing against the Spartacats. 4:01 to go here. First period shots 6-0 in favor of the Spartacats. We'll be having an equipment upgrade this week with the live stream process. We will have a wireless microphone that will work hopefully pretty well, so I won't have to be quite as close, and hopefully I'll have an easier time moving the camera around because I don't have to worry about trying to be near the microphone. In any event, we play on. Shot from distance, and that's Jaywar. Oh, sorry about that. Jaywar snags that one with her glove. It was a good shot, good save, and we'll have another offensive zone face-off for Lakeville. First shot of the game by Lakeville. Testing Ruth Jaywar. Nicely done with the shot and the save. This puck bandied about in the circle. Cats will try to get this out. Olsen tries to get it out, does come out. Here's an opportunity for Meller. Can Meller poke this forward? She does. She brings it across the zone. She's going to have a hard time there as she had multiple defenders on top of her. This one comes out of the zone. I thought might have come out of the zone, but the referees say we play on. This comes for Zoe Scott. Zoe Scott goes cross ice. A time for Izzy Nurka. Nurka slaps that forward for Olsen. Olsen, another pass option there looking for Bauman. Defender falls down for Lakeville. Scott's going to have this one. She's going to send this on. Bauman will touch it. Bauman deep on the forecheck. And the Ice Cats from Lakeville will reverse the field. This comes to the near corner for Bauman. Bauman tries to send this into the crease. Alert defender right there at the near post. Keeps it out. Scott pinching in. Sends it back down. Lakeville again is going to try to use the boards to chip this one out. Scott battling there. It's 2v1 momentarily. Here comes Meller and Bauman. This comes for Scott, and this one's off of Scott sticking out. So Scott's going to have an opportunity here to turn to her forehand. She loses control of that one, and here's an opportunity for Lakeville. Lakeville shoots. Great save by J. War. Ruth J. War bailing out her defense there. Spartacats still not out of danger as Lakeville still has the puck in the offensive zone. Now Nurka with it behind her own cage. So dangerous stuff there. An opportunity, a great opportunity there for Lakeville, but it goes begging as we approach 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Here's Bauman. Bauman goes long, looking for Nelner off the bench. Donahue feathers that along. Big trip there, right? Unintentional trip, but a trip nonetheless right there in the middle as Bauman got taken down. Nelner with some fresh off the bench steam. That one gets sent down deep. One of Lakeville players looking for her stick. This comes to the near side, and Lakeville will break it out on the near side. Held in momentarily by Marcel. Cron's going to chase this one. I think this is going to go for icing. And it's waved off. And this comes for Shaq. And an opportunity for the Spartacats if they hurry. Shaq's with it. Shaq through neutral ice. Great poke check there by the Lakeville defender. And Shaq is caught offside with 1:27 to go here, first period. Score still 0-0. Shot 6-2 now in favor of the Spartacats. Lakeville coming into the game as the game progresses. Nelner, Shaq, and Donahue, your forwards. Cron and Marcel, your defenders. This comes for Shaq. Shaq by one defender. She's got a lot of company over there. Can't ice. Lakeville will try to keep that out and get it out over the far side. Cron will control the blue line and send that back down behind the Lakeville cage. Good forecheck there by Donahue, but this one comes loose. Here comes Olsen off the bench. She's quick to the puck. Marcel tries to keep it in, can't. Cron comes over and tries to play that one. Somebody in a white jersey's got to hustle to get that one, and it's going to be
Maren Olsen.
Maren Olsen behind the net. She loses her balance, comes to the near side, and this is intercepted by Cron. Cron's got a head of steam. She's going to put the moves on. Go by one defender. She is in onside. Opportunity, Shaq in the middle, and she tries to feed Shaq. And Shaq just got defended. Great defense that time by Lakeville as Shaq was doing a good job of going with Cron on her rush. And that will come out to neutral ice. 20 seconds to go here, first period. Miller's going to bring that over the blue line and send it down deep. Olsen's going to chase slowly, looking for an opportunity. Miller and Olsen there. And now we're into the last 5 seconds. And barring an unusual turn of events, we will end the first period scoreless here from the bubble. Beaver Grove Heights, Minnesota. VMCC is your venue. And we finished the first period, shot 6-2 in favor of the Spartacats. Lakeville showing up really in the second part of that period, testing Ruth J. War twice. And so far, J. War with good gloves and good pads is able to keep the Lakeville Ice Cats off the scoreboard. So we'll take a quick break.
Both down there and Facebook Live for years, and unfortunately, as far as it's just groups, and it's not going to appear on YouTube.
So if you wanted to watch this game,
Absolutely.
What YouTube channel?
It's, let's see here. Let me see if I can write it.
I can tell you to type in your phone, or you write it down, but you're going to write that down. Rode him.
All right, second period action here coming to you from VMCC. Cats and both sets of Cats have switched ends of the ice, so the Spartacats will be going left to right. Lakeville will be defending the goal to the north. That's going to be kept out. Nurka and Scott. Zoe Scott right there with the puck. Tries to get it out, but it's kept in by one of the forwards. That's slid to the middle. Here's an opportunity for Olsen, Miller, and Bauman. One of the Ice Cats lost her edge there. She comes across, and Bauman battles there. Nurka slaps at that one, has some company. Lakeville trying to prevent the Spartacats from getting into the zone. That puck goes deep. Let's see if somebody in white can get on the end of it. Olsen does. Fans on that one. And this one will be kept in momentarily by Scott. Scott's going to send that in towards goal. But it's parried out to the side, and here go the Ice Cats. Well, I should say, here's Zoe Scott getting in front of it, doing a nice job there. Here's Eden Miller. Miller's got Olsen to the middle, and I think she's offside. She might have been offside, but we play on. Olsen feeds Bauman. Bauman goes near corner. Good save that time by the keeper that pushes it behind the net. Miller sets up behind the net. She's really done well behind the net. And Bauman now behind the net tries to get control of it, but she's got good defense there by the Lakeville forward coming back on that one. Nurka tries to feed that one through, and that one's going to come out. And here come the Ice Cats. Good poke check that time by Eden Miller, one of substantially smaller size than the Lakeville player. Olsen feeds that forward, but it gets it out of the zone. Shack with that one, and here's Olsen. Olsen's got an opportunity. She's got Miller breaking to the middle. Olsen can't get on the end of it. Shack off the bench. Olsen tries to steal it in. Great defense rallying that time by Lakeville. Here's one into the crease, and Miller had a chance, and the goalie kept that one out. Opportunity still not gone for the Spartacats. Cron tries to hold that in, but I should say Shack holds it in. Here's Olsen in the corner. Donahue fresh off the bench. She'll continue the forecheck on the far side. 9:53 to go in a scoreless game. Marcel tries to hold the blue. She does. This comes for Olsen. Olsen feeds Shack. Shack tries to dig that out of her skates. Tries to turn, and I think we're going to have a penalty. Yeah, I think we'll have a penalty there, and not much in it, but there will be a penalty here against the Lakeville Ice Cats with a trip. So one of the Lakeville Ice Cats will go to the box, just one. One of the other girls a little confused as to where she's supposed to be. But Lakeville's got 5. Yep, they just need to get the right number on. And here we go. There we go. So offensive zone face-off with a power play for the Spartacats. That one goes right through the crease for Shack. Nobody there in a white jersey. Kept in by Nelner far side, but now it's sent out, and that's going to be icing. Why is it? I thought that was icing, but somebody waved it off. Cron with a head of steam. She's going to feed that forward, looking for a teammate. Comes for Shack. Shack can't dig that out of her skates. It's sent back down the other way. Cron pumping the legs. She's going to chase it. She's going to circle all the way behind now Melissa Wilhelm, who's handling the goalkeeping opportunity. She's going to feed that forward. She's going to go to goal. This might be on frame, and it's not. A bit aspirational there by Lauren Cron, perhaps. And icing against the Spartacats with 9:01 to go. Shots 8-2 in favor of the Spartacats. But as I said, Lakeville showing up really in that second half of that first period with a couple of good opportunities. Spartacats haven't had much of what you would call a traditional power play. At the U10 and squirt levels, power plays are usually pretty worthless. Most teams just are trying to figure out how to do the basics. And speaking of the basics, there's an opportunity for the Spartacats to get it out of their zone. They got it out of the zone, but then lost control coming over the blue line. Bauman turns to her forehand. Nicely done. She's got Miller out front. Can Eden Miller get on the end of this? She does. Almost does. Great back check that time by Lakeville. Not held in. Penalty time has expired for the Ice Cats. This one goes D to D all the way over to Olsen from Scott. Olsen goes the other way, and Bauman was going the different direction, so a little miscommunication there. Marcel tries to hold that one in at the point. Does. Can't handle it cleanly, and that's going to be icing against Lakeville. So with 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go, there will be a defensive zone face-off to the left of the Lakeville cage. Good crowd here. It's Sunday hockey for the U10 girls. Understand we have the other B1 team playing right after us. B2 played right before us. I'm not sure if the A team has a game today or not, but in any event, we play on. Nelner with it, gets it on her forehand, sends it in towards goal. Unable to penetrate the substantial defense. This is going to come for Shaq. Shaq slaps that in. This is an opportunity, backdoor. Good tip that time by Donahue. Keeper had a chance. Spartacats need to make sure that they've got their sticks down. Cron battles near side. Her pass is broken up. And now she's going to jump inside and ride the Lakeville Ice Cat off of the puck that time. Here is Marcel far side. She's in the far corner. Now she circles. Now she steams towards the blue line, puts the moves on, goes by one defender. She's got a head of steam. Shaq's in the middle. She feeds Shaq. She puts it right on Shaq's tape. And a great save that time by the keeper. Poor camera work, but a great save by the keeper. Sorry about that, folks. It happens sometimes. You get excited, and we will have offside against Donahue with 7 minutes to go. Just over 7 minutes to go. Shots 10-2. Great save that time by the keeper. Not sure if she saved it or if she fought it off, but in any event, it doesn't go in the net. And you ask any keeper who's ever played the game, all they care about is that it doesn't go in. Style points are extra. Speaking of style, here's Eden Miller to the far side. She hits the Jets, heads towards behind the net. She likes to be back there, feeds it right into the crease, and neither of the two Spartacat forwards were in a position to be able to hammer that one home. Nurka tries to hold the blue line. She does, and now this one goes long. This one's going to go into the Spartacat end. Scott with it, feeds that forward, looking for Miller. Miller can't pick that one off. And we'll try this whole process again. Here come the Ice Cats to the middle. A shot from distance, kept out by Wilhelm. It's slapped towards the side. That was a tricky little shot by the Lakeville forward. It had a bit of a drop on it, what you might call a knuckleball or a curveball. This is Nurka to the near side. She tries to get it out. Good physical play there at the blue line. Bottom of your screen. And an interception there by Lakeville. Opportunities. Wilhelm well out of her net. Cats need to recognize that and make sure that Lakeville doesn't get a shot off, and they do. That one comes out, and that's back in. That's offside by, that was pretty clearly offside, guys. But in any event, we play on. Scott with it, tries to feed it to the middle. This one goes behind Wilhelm's cage, and Nurka will claim. Nurka has it, sends it forward. Battle there on the near boards, left side of your screen. This comes inside to Olsen. Olsen says for enough of this foolishness and sends it out to neutral ice. Meller just could not keep that with her. She just couldn't keep it with her, and that's, well, I don't know. That was probably too many men on the ice. Scott tries to go cross ice. Cat's a little discombobulated right now. Maybe it's the long change, maybe it's something else, but in any event, we play on. Donahue tries to get at that one. This calls for Scott. Scott sends this down. This will be a clear icing call against the Spartacats. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Second period action, shots 10-4 in favor of the Spartacats. Wilhelm will depart. J-War will step in. Nelner, Shaq, Donahue, your forwards, with Marcel and Cron, your defenders. J-War between the pipes. Getting everybody lined up. Not 100% sure what okay, now we know what's going on. Nelner gets that face off, sends it right back into her corner. Cats try to battle on the far side, getting that out. Now it comes to the point. Lakeville holds it in, slaps it towards the slot. This one's going to go to Cron. Cron with a head of steam on the near side. Slaps at that one, tries to get it out, and does. Finds Nelner. Nelner tries to bring that over the blue line. Cron gets it over the blue line. And Donahue will chase far side. Cron manages to hold that one in. Tries to go by one defender. Can't beat the second defender, though. Donahue tries to battle there. Help
Kept in by
Marcel momentarily. Donahue whips that one in and goes behind the cage. Lakeville controls there, tries to get it out. This is Cron near side. Has it, sends it in. It's blocked. And somebody's going to have to hustle. Here's Cron coming back the other way with a good back check. Nice job by Cron with a good back check that time. As the Lakeville offensive player had gone by one of the Spartacat defenders. This comes to the middle. Opportunity here for Shaq. She's unable to get control of it, but at least is able to clear the zone. This is behind the cage for Marcel, behind J-War. She sets up there. It's 2v1. Opportunity and a point-blank shot, and J-War steers that aside. Another opportunity, and J-War finally covers, and it's poked free at the last second. And with 3:43 to go, Spartacats and Ice Cats knotted up at 0 from VMCC. Great way to spend your last day of a long weekend watching some hockey. Shot from distance. It could have been trouble, but nobody was able to get a touch to that one. Lakeville tries to hold it in. Opportunity here for Olsen. Olsen has the Jets. Olsen over the blue line. She's got a trailer. Shoots. And that's a goal. 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 She caught the puck and then slid all the way back into the net. I did not get it on the camera work. Sometimes my camera fails me. I'm sorry about that, especially going in this direction. But he's saying if she caught it and then slid back into the net, that's a goal. So in any event we play on, Miller, Bauman, Olsen, your forwards, Nurka, Scott, your defenders. I think the Spartacats feel a bit aggrieved on that one. I can't say they don't have a case, as the keeper caught that puck but slid all the way back into the goal. I think that's a goal. At least that's what it looked like from here. In any event we play on, face-off won by the Lakeville Ice Cats, kept in by Scott. Well, I was going to say almost kept in by Scott. Good battle there, and that's going to be sent down. This will be icing against Lakeville. Shots are 11-6 in favor of the Spartacats. I got to get better with this camera work. And like I said, the new wireless microphone will help a lot, because then I won't have to be so close to the camera. I'll be able to back myself up a little bit and be able to look a little more perspective. Melner wins that faceoff. This comes from Nurka. Nurka can't handle it, and it goes out back and over the blue line. Nurka now tries to send it in. It's a good face-off win that time by the Spartacats. Just couldn't be handled at the point. Girl loses her footing right there at the blue line. Kept out by the Spartacats so far. This is Donahue battling there. Nice cross-ice pass from Scott. This falls for Olivia Shack. Olivia Shack skidding over the blue line. Shoots, and a loose puck momentarily as Nelner crashes. But a good save that time with 2:40 to go here in the second period. So the long change coming back to bite both teams a couple of times. Right there, great pass over to Shack. Put that one on frame, and Nelner was chasing, looking for a rebound in the middle of the ice. Spartacats win that one. They win it, but it's off of Shack's skate. This comes back for Nelner. Nelner shoots from distance. It's blocked that time by a skate. Cron has that. Cron sends it in, but took a deflection. Just way too many sticks and things in the way. And somebody in white's got to get on the end of this. Cron's going to break her neck to get there. That comes sliding back, and all 5 Spartacats were back checking. That's a lot of effort. Cats have got to get out of their own way, though, a little bit. They've had several great passes or shots blocked by their own teammates. And speaking of which, here's an opportunity. Shack's breaking in. Opportunity, and they're going to call a penalty on Mira Donahue. Mira Donahue is going to go to the bench, go to the box for. He's going to go to the box for tripping. And that's just what happens. You extend the stick, and sometimes somebody runs over it, falls down, and that's tripping. So it's going to happen. Got to keep the sticks in. And a 1-minute penalty to Mira Donahue. So Lakeville Ice Cat power play with 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go. It's a 1 minute penalty. So Cron, Marcel, your forwards, Olsen and Miller, your defenders, or excuse me, your forwards, Marcel and Cron on defense. This one's going to come towards the point. Kept in there by the Lakeville Ice Cats. Miller will give chase in the far corner. This gets sent in. Miller to the near side. Slams on the brakes. Now she goes to the near side. Feeds the point, though. Cats get on the end of this. Spartacats really just need to skate this one out. Somebody needs to watch the house, and somebody needs to skate it out. All the Spartacats. Puck, looking at the puck on the far side. Here's Olsen. Says enough of this. Comes to the head of steam. She'll try to skate it out. Does. Opportunity as she goes by. Here's Cron with it. It's a 3-on-1 for the Spartacats. Cron shoots from distance. It's handled by the keeper. It was a 3-on-1 shorthanded with 15 seconds to go in the penalty to Mira Donahue. 1 minute, 16 seconds to go in the period. Face off to the left of the Lakeville cage. And again, both teams with some good shots, goalies with some good saves. Lakeville goalie not allowing any real rebound opportunity. This goes to the far side. Here's Miller for Scott. Scott sends it down. Miller behind the net's going to get to this. Try to get to this, I should say, but Lakeville will claim it first. Now Lakeville will try to break it out. It's kept in momentarily by Nurka, and here go the Ice Cats the other way. Opportunity, good poke check that time by the Spartacats, but they don't have possession of the puck. It slides in towards J-War, and now to the near side. Here's Nurka, that's Bauman. Bauman, 26, not 96. Bauman over the blue line. Bauman with an opportunity, but Bauman goes wide. She had about 3 players hanging on her back. Miller sends that behind the cage, and Olsen will chase. Comes to the near side. Here's Bauman. It's still loose. Keeper tried to get a glove on it, but it didn't quite work out. And here comes Lakeville to the far side. Good physical play, and this one's going to roll in on the keeper. And an opportunity there for the Spartacats goes begging. 15-6 are the shots. 21 seconds to go. Offensive zone faceoff for the Spartacats to the right of the Lakeville keeper. Score still 0-0. You imagine this game might be a game where 1 goal does it. Both teams doing a good job defensively. Nelner, Shack, and Donahue, your forwards. This one's going to go wide. Shack is going to chase this one near side, try to keep it in. She does. Lost her balance. Cron pinching in. And this one comes out towards neutral ice. Marcel battles there. This one goes through a couple of sets of skates. Here's Nelner, fields for Donahue. Donahue chips it along, and with only a few seconds left, that was going to end up being an interesting opportunity to pass the puck around, but unlikely to produce a offensive scoring opportunity. So we head to the third period. Score is still 0-0. Neither team able to solve the other team's goalkeeper. Shots 15-6 in favor of the Spartacats, so they'll feel good about that. But they need to find the back of the net. And we're going to have to hurry. This is going to be unfortunate, but we're going to run out of ice time, I think, in 15 minutes. And if we run out of ice time in a tight game, that could cause some hard feelings for both sides. So the hope here is that somebody scores a couple of goals here pretty quickly. Donahue, Nelner, and Shack, your forwards. Cron and Marcel, your defenders. Wilhelm back between the pipes. 12 minutes on the clock, third period action starting. And I think we have only 14 minutes of actual ice time left, so we need to make sure that this game clock keeps moving. This one's going to find neutral ice. Nelner's going to slap at that one. It's turned back in. That should be offside. Unless it was played off of a Spartacat. The referees must have seen something different. This comes down into the offensive zone. Shaq's going to get to this one. She clears the zone. Now she brings it over the blue line, but it's kept back out. Lakeville battling there in front of their bench. Both teams just kind of slapping it around a little bit. Cron sends that one across, hits a couple of sticks, falls for Nelner, but Nelner dispossessed. Opportunity for Marcel, and that will result in a line change for everybody at 11:14 to go here in the third period. We probably have a couple of extra grace minutes as the last game ran long by about 3 minutes. But we need to keep this game moving or we will run out of ice time. And you might be asking, what do you mean, Nathan? Well, how can you run out of ice time if the clock's not done? Each of these games is scheduled for an hour. It's scheduled for an hour as Lakeville brings it over the blue line, tries to slide that down. Scott parries that to the outside. Olsen got a stick on it as well. Olsen's attempt to pass, that's kept out. Olsen brings that out, tries to feed Miller, but that's going to be kept in by Lakeville at the point. Now it finds its way out to neutral ice. Miller's going to pump the legs after this one. Lakeville's going to get to it first, turn to her forehand, and try to come far side. Can the Spartacats keep this in momentarily? Somebody needs to cover the middle. Opportunity here for Miller. Oh, and the Cats were not onside. They were not onside. Getting back to what I was saying before, how do you run out of ice time, you say? Well, each of these games is scheduled for an hour, has 1 hour of ice time. And we were supposed to start at 4:20. We started closer to 4:23 or 4:24, I believe. So hopefully they will give us a couple of extra minutes. But when you run out of ice time, the game is over. And it doesn't matter what the score is. You could be tied, you could be ahead by a goal, you could be behind by a goal. It does not matter. So the best hope here the Wild Spartacats have is that they can score 2 or 3 goals and just eliminate that as even an issue. Olsen near side. Olsen now brings it to the near side boards around one defender. Stick handles, fires that across. I think that might have been offside, and I think it was. I think the puck made it over before Olsen did. And with 10:10 to go, we find ourselves with a neutral zone face-off. And so the other thing it can result in the last couple of minutes of a close game is they can run the time. The referees were, of course, in charge of that. So the time won't be running unless the referees say to run the time. But in any event, we plan. Here's icing. Here's icing, so here's more time that we're going to burn. Spartacats will take it, though. Offensive zone face-off. Nelner, Shaq, and Donahue, your forwards. Cron, Marcel, your defenders. Wilhelm still between the pipes for the Spartacats. Nelner will try to win this one. Clean back to maybe one of her teammates. Defenders with their sticks on the ice, ready to shoot. Opportunity. Put that on net, kiddo. There you go. Donahue's going to win this one on the near side. Donahue's going to fire to the middle. It's in the middle, but it's cleared out expertly that time by the Lakeville defense. Nicely done. That gets sent out, and this is going to go for icing if... Yeah, that goes for icing. So Cron was slow walking that. I was very impressed with Cron, how slow she was skating there, but in any event, she's got to be careful that she doesn't get busted for that. Olsen, Miller, and Bauman, your forwards. Scott and Nurka, your defenders. Referees lining everybody up. 9 minutes, 40 seconds to go. Scoreless third period. Miller wins this one, goes to the far side. Has head of steam, has some opportunity, tries to slide that in, but could not get her stick turned where she wanted it to go. And this one comes all the way to neutral ice. This is Bauman. Feeds over for Olsen. Olsen can't quite come up with that one. This one goes back for Nurka. Scott with it. She'll circle around Wilhelm's cage. Scott feeds it to the near side. Miller gets it out. That's offside. And another stoppage in play with 9:11 to go. Shots 15-6 in favor of the Spartacats. Lakeville with some quality chances, but certainly not the volume that the Spartacats have had. Spartacats will be happy that if they can keep
Lakeville with single digits. Oh, now we have a puck problem.
Oh, good gravy. So we have exactly 9 minutes to try to get off this ice to try to get back on schedule. In any event, we play on. Here's an opportunity for the Spartacats. This is Shaq bringing it across the blue line. Shaq's got it on her forehand. Good defense there that time by Lakeville. Sends it behind it, but Shaq claims it again. Tries to feed the slot, can't. This one comes to the near side. Nurka's staying back. Does a good job of sending that back down in, and it goes behind the Lakeville cage. Now to the near side. Scott pinching in. Donahue covering. That came off a couple of skates. Took a weird hop. And here comes Lakeville going the other direction. Lakeville gets that out to neutral ice. And the Spartacats will steer that in the form of Aurelio Milner. Milner steers it in, chases it. Cats, are they able to keep it in? Does not look like it is. Lakeville comes out with it. It's 1v5. Now she steers it down. Cats Lakeville trying to make changes on the far side. This one's loose in the Spartacat zone. This one will come out towards neutral ice. And here's an opportunity. Olivia Shaq brings it in onside. Has an opportunity to shoot. She scores! Oh, Olivia Shaq. Holy cow, what a shot. She teed that up and knocked it down. Olivia Shaq gives the Spartacats a 1-0 lead. Oh my goodness, Olivia Shaq. Big congratulations for Olivia Shaq. That was a great play. She did a good job of keeping her composure. How many times do players in that situation get nervous, fumble the puck, and that time she just went high with it. And the goalie for Lakeville, who has been solid all game long, just unable to get to that one. And here come the Ice Cats across the line. Now the Spartacats will have to play smart defense. Cron tries to feed that through the middle. Might have been better advised to go to the outside. Lakeville keeps that one in. Spartacats will try to win this race. Cron gets on the end, but loses it. Now she gets on it again. Now she's dispossessed. Pitchforks that one into the corner. This is Olsen. Olsen skates through the crease. She needs to hit the Jets and go. She does. She's by one defender. She's by two defenders. Here's Olsen. Bad camera work on my part. Lakeville coming back the other way. Shots 16-6, 7 minutes, 19 seconds to go here in the third period. Miller can't get that one out of her skates. Lakeville comes across, Miller back up. Olsen's on the pitch, on the deck, I should say. Thinking of soccer. Sends that down behind the keeper. Now to the far corner. Olsen tries to slide that one across. This comes from Marcel. Marcel's going to tee this up. She's going to go near side for Miller. Miller goes cross crease, but nobody can get a touch to it. Cron's going to step up, try to keep it in. She sends it across for Miller. Miller will have it again. Another chance. Miller tries to slide this in. A little less velocity this time. Spartacat goes down in a heap. That was Olsen. She's back up quickly. Miller with the back check now. Marcel tries to pinch. Cron with it, and she sends it in, and that's offside against the Spartacats. 6 minutes, 35 seconds to go. Shots 17-6, and the Spartacats with a 1-0 lead over a tough Lakeville team. Ruth J. War now in for the Spartacats in goal. Scott and Nurka, your defenders. Donahue, Nelner, your forwards. This comes for the goal scorer, Shaq. She pitches that in. Donahue keeps that alive for the Spartacats. This one's going to be sent towards the blue line. Shaq with it. She's going to try to keep control of it. Good defense that time by Lakeville in the far corner. Comes for Donahue. Slides across for Nelner, but unable to quite connect. Nelner will give chase, try to hold it in. Scott's going to try to hold it in. Now sends it behind the cage. And Shaq will have some work to do in the far corner. 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Lakeville breaks this out towards Scott. Scott goes cross ice. Nicely done as Nelner clears. Nelner's trying to get this one. I think we're going to have a penalty there. No, we're not going to have a penalty. We're not going to have a penalty. It's a shot. Thought we were going to have a penalty there. The referee raised his whistle to his mouth. Thought maybe we would have one, but in any event, we play on. This one falls charitably for Donahue. Donahue with an opportunity. She shoots. It's blocked by the defense. It comes to the near side. Lakeville trying to get out of their own end. It gets sent in that time towards the keeper. Donahue in front. Here's Nelner again. Nelner shoots. That's right on. And right between the pads of the Lakeville goalie with 5 minutes, 22 seconds to go. So exciting stuff here from VMCC. Thanks for joining us on the channel. Shots are now up to 19-6. I'll tell you right now, if you're the Spartacat coaching staff, you have to feel good about the fact that you really haven't given up that many shots. Some of them have been quality shots. No, don't get me wrong. Your goalie's bailed you out a couple of times, but anytime you can keep your opponent below double digits in shots in a U10 hockey game, that's a good thing. Cron battling at the blue line here, sends this down in. No icing. Keeps the clock moving. Forecheck from Miller at Olsen. Bauman now coming over for the forecheck. This is going to come for Cron. Cron slaps that one back towards her teammates. Miller brings that over the blue line. She puts the moves on and comes to the near side. She's going to try to go cross crease, tries to slide that in. Good job by the defense parrying that out at the near side. 4 minutes, 40 seconds to go, and we're going to have icing against Lakeville. So I think we'll get this game into its natural conclusion, but I'll tell you, it's going to be a close run thing. As you see in the corner, 5 minutes and 17 seconds, 5:17 is on the clock. Officially, we need to be out of here supposed to be out of here at 5:20. My guess is we'll get a couple extra minutes since they delayed us our start. This one comes back from Marcel. Marcel tries to go in. It's blocked that time by Lakeville, and Lakeville will punch this out to neutral ice. Cron with it there. Slaps it towards Miller. Good pass over to Miller. Nicely done. Miller brings it over the blue line. Miller with an opportunity. She cuts in. Tries to slide it across the crease. Oh my goodness. Horrible camera work from yours truly. This one comes all the way to Lakeville, coming around the other side. Cron's the only one back. It's a 3-on-1 going the other direction. Cron breaks that up with a good defensive play. Good job holding your water there, Cron, as you had to be patient. This is Miller with an opportunity. She's going to go by one defender. She's going to go by two defenders. She's going to cut to the middle. Good defense there, and that'll be a penalty. 3 minutes, 54 seconds to go here in the period. So just a tripping call. Pretty obvious one. No one's going to have any problems with that. Eden Miller had beaten a couple of defenders, and one of the defenders just leaned on her a little too hard, stuck the stick out, and down she goes. So the Spartacats will have an offensive zone face-off. 3:54 to go, holding on to a 1-0 lead. Shots 19-6 in favor of the Spartacats. Nelner wins that one back for Scott. Scott tries to steer that in. Nurka outside. Here's Shack with it. She sends it down in towards the crease. Donahue battles with it. Donahue pushed off the puck. This comes for Shack far side. Shack's going to battle there. This comes towards the blue line, but the Lakeville player didn't bring the puck with her. Here's Shack going the other direction. There's Nelner with it. Nelner's going to try to get it into the point. Good defense that time by Lakeville. And let's see, can the Spartacats keep this in? They do, as Scott pitches that in. Here's Donahue with it. She taps that towards the other corner. Shack will give chase there. Here's an opportunity for Nurka. Nurka, right side of your screen. Tries to go D to D, but loses the zone as that comes for Zoe Scott. Spartacats clear the zone. 3 minutes, 5 seconds to go here, third period. This one gets sent in, and Lakeville player falls down. Nelner almost takes advantage. This is Scott. Scott just needs to get this and keep it deep. Here's an opportunity for Shack. Shack tries to go for Nelner, but hit her in the skates. Nelner feeds that one across. Here's an opportunity for Shack again to shoot. That one goes wide. Donahue with it. Steers that back towards the crease, but too much defense. Shack, opportunity. I'm not sure Donahue knew where that was. Nelner did. Went after it. I think the Spartacats have some tired players that really need to get off the ice. It almost seems like they're in the shot blocked by your own player. I think everybody's feet or legs are just tired. Spartacats just need to make the fundamental play here. Nicely done. Keep it in the other end. 2 minutes, 14 seconds to go. That's going to go for icing all the way down. And that's just as important for the Spartacats as it is for Lakeville. Come on, you gave, this is ridiculous. You should, come on, you gave, come on, we started late. Come on, we started late because the last game ran long. We should get a couple more minutes. This is ridiculous. I know they got a schedule, but come on. Oh, that's unfortunate. We almost, 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. That's it. We ran out of ice time.
You know what? These things take a long time getting off the ice.
Well, the game before us took an extra like 4 or 5 minutes. That's why we started late. I mean, come on.
He knows that. He did this.
The Sam guy's just being difficult. He's just being difficult. Well, unlucky that time. The final score here from VMCC 1-0. Really unlucky that we're not able to finish this game on the ice. 2 minutes, 9 seconds to go here in the third period. Shots 19-6. Spartacats and Ice Cats. Spartacats will get the win here against Lakeville. And again, there will be an opportunity for these two teams to match up down at either Ames or Hasse Arena. I'm not sure where they're scheduled in any event. Spartacats will be back in action on Saturday against Edina Black. Should be broadcasting that one here on the channel. Thanks for joining us. And we really do appreciate your time here on the channel. So long, everybody.